we understand from the nature, the dual nature of Jesus, post-resurrection, yes?
Yeah.
What is this? Because you agreed that, yes, he still has his human nature with him.
Yes.
So what do you mean when you say he still has his human nature with him?
Before I answer my question, you didn't actually answer my question. You said, or you did, but I don't think it was actually accurate, because there are essential attributes that constitute a nature. Okay?
Yeah.
And the essential attributes that constitute a human nature is not actually my body, my physical body. Because if I lost that attribute, then I would cease to be a human. But like you said, we take on another body, it's just our soul that carries on. That means I stay as a human. That then means that me having a body, is just a simple contingent property. An essential property of being human is rationality, moral awareness, and free will.
Yes.
If you lose one of these, you cease to be a human. So even if
Sorry, say again, your rationality?
Rationality,
right,
moral awareness, and free will.
Okay.
Okay.
So let
just 1 second.
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
So let's say, give you an example. Why you say a tiger is not a human or a human person? Okay?
Yeah.
Is because, let's say, they lack rationality. They're not rational as creatures.
Right.
But we include rationality within our natures. We have it, we possess it. That then allows us to be a human person. And so, when I was saying about the natures, I'm simply saying that Christ, assumed the human nature. That means that he had rationality in the human nature, he had moral awareness within the human nature, and he also had free will.
Yeah.
Now I want to ask you a question.
No, wait, but before you go further, I want to ask you this.
Carry on,
rationality.
Yes.
When do you acquire rationality? At what age?
When you acquire.
Yeah, at what age?
Well, you have it forever. You have it from the beginning.
Is it from the beginning?
Yes.
So you think a baby has rationality?
Yes.
Really? Can you have a conversation with the baby?
Can I explain to you?
Yes.
Rational capabilities.
Means what?
Okay, so you're capable to deepen your rationality. Because let's give an example. A monkey, it lacks rationality.
Really?
Well, it lacks rationality. Yes, it does. Or I'll give you another example. Let's not go into.
So if you put fire in front of a monkey, you think the monkey will burn itself?
1 second. It's a natural.
Because a baby will do that actually.
Okay, 1 second. Can I speak, please?
Yeah, go on, please do.
So we don't go on to a tangent.
No, it's not a tangent. It's still the same thing, bro. It's not a tangent.
We have capabilities which are intrinsically within our nature. Why we go to school is to deepen those.
We learn, we learn.
So we learn, and that deepens and strengthens that capability that we have. But if we didn't have it at all, if a baby didn't have rational capabilities, then why did we put them through school?
No. That's why I asked you at what age. Remember?
No, 1 second.
You don't put your baby straight up into school after it's born, do you?
If
you wait for it to develop to a certain age, but while it's experienced this rationality, this understanding, and then you put it through school. The reason they do not accept infants in school is for that same reason, because they haven't developed the capability of the rationality you are implying or you're alluding to.
Sorry, how do they acquire that capability?
Like I said, from experience.
No, you don't. Then that means.
No, really? So you're saying a baby is rational from the day it's born?
1 second. Okay. The capability to be rational, the capability to be morally aware, and the capability to choose between various options is there intrinsically.
Oh, you mean the potential?
Yes.
Yeah, of course the potential. I'm not denying that. I'm not denying
when I'm saying capability,
potential is there.
They have I'll use your term now, potential to deepen it and strengthen it. So that capability is there, or potential is there from the beginning.
Yeah.
But let's say a giraffe does not have that capability within it.
I think it does to a level lower than us, but you cannot say. You heard of the African grey parrot?
No,
it's basically called the Einstein of the birds.
Okay, yes.
It's a very clever bird, and it's developed certain capability, cognitive capability, which people say is rational, and it has learned this over I don't know how many years, but it does learn that, and it's able to distinguish certain things like a human being, and it's able to learn even languages. Yes. Now you cannot say it doesn't have rationality.
Okay.
Now, from my understanding, as a Christian, you don't believe that animals have souls. Is that right?
No, I do believe animals.
Oh, you do?
Yes,
Okay, that's fine.
But,
because I've heard Christians say that
I do believe
they don't have souls.
No, I do believe that.
Okay.
Because if they didn't, they wouldn't be conscious, and they are conscious. So
absolutely, you see, conscious. That's a good term, because consciousness implies rationality.
No, not necessarily.
Yes, because it makes you aware. From your intellect, you are aware of what's happening either to you or your surrounding, and you basically act accordingly. You react accordingly.
Should I define the terms I'm using?
Yeah, please do.
When I say conscious, that means that you just possess certain properties. You can experience sensations. You can acquire beliefs.
Yes.
Okay, you are aware of your surroundings, things like that. Okay,
so it's experience, isn't it? Which is what I'm saying.
So rationality is different from beliefs. Beliefs are just simple. Yeah. So animals can acquire beliefs. That doesn't mean, though, that they are guided by reasons.
Sorry,
in
acquire beliefs.
Acquire beliefs. So let's say.
Okay, define belief now, because
So,
that's
okay,
to me, belief is like believe in something that you might, for example, your religion, your faith, belief in God.
So I would say belief is mentally assenting to a part of reality. So I'm believing now, I'm mentally assenting that you are in front of me. An animal could do the same thing.
That's called consciousness, yeah?
No, that's
it's awareness. Awareness,
Yeah,
consciousness.
but that's part of my consciousness. It's
Okay,
belief.
that's fine.
So just mentally being mentally assenting to a part of reality, and animals can do that. However, rationality means that we are guided by reasons in our choices.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I know, if I'm saying I'm a rational being and I've seen someone drop things on the floor and gravity's operating here, I wouldn't then just go and climb up the building and say, I don't think gravity's going to work in that part of this place. If it works, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm guided by reasons. I can then extrapolate from something inductively and then apply it to other scenarios.
You know, animals can do the same thing.
How?
They can do exactly the same.
How?
For example,
Yes.
if you keep an animal, yes, so I think they've done some experiments
Yes.
where they would actually keep it on a high level, and they would put a board or something made of glass, so they can see through it. They can actually. So if you walked over that glass bit, and there is like a deep, I don't know, let's say they have two big buildings on top of that.
Yes.
You keep a board made of plastic,
Yeah.
which is a see-through glass
Yeah.
or plastic, whatever it is.
Yeah.
The animals wouldn't walk on top
Okay.
because they are aware
Okay.
of the danger.
Okay.
And that, you see, the same thing. Now the same thing as a human being, you wouldn't do you would actually go over it because you have learned from experience that but they are aware of the danger.
Yes. Promise you.
Yes.
They are trained.
That's what I'm saying, it's different level of consciousness.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying they're conscious. Rationality, that's what we're talking about.
Even rationally, it's different levels.
Okay.
I wouldn't say animals are irrational. I wouldn't say they're irrational.
1 second. No, they're non-rational. Irrational just means that you misuse your rational capability. So they're not irrational. They're just non-rational.
What does that mean,
So they don't fall in
non-rational?
the quality. So they're not blameworthy for, let's say, performing an action. So if a dog runs into the road and gets run over, we wouldn't actually say that dog is stupid. We will say that to a human being because we'll say you're rational when you can see cars are going and the cars are not going to go through you. Okay, so they're not blameworthy for their actions. So anyways, just with your example,
Go on.
that animal more than likely was trained to acquire certain beliefs. We are not trained, to acquire or to utilize our rationality in that way that I'm saying simply.
You're not trained.
1 second. I inductively can experience the world and see if things are dropping here. If I go up there, I'm going to also drop. I inductively do it. No one has to actually say to me, dude, don't go there, don't go there. It's only when someone, rational capabilities are desensitized. That's when someone who's insane is someone whose rational capabilities are desensitized. And that's when they go and do things which are irrational. Okay? But a dog is just simply trained to acquire beliefs. Simple as that.
Are you
so
saying
they don't, yes.
Are you saying the animals are not basically learning using their own cognition the dangers in this world and become conscious and aware of the surroundings?
No, I am.
They are.
Yes.
So wait. Do they not utilize their rationality to do that?
They're not driven by reason, because when you're driven by reason,
Okay.
1 second. Number one, if you're driven by if you're rational, you have to also have moral awareness. Because when
we're
you're
talking about morality, that's a different thing
I'll
now.
explain to you.
It's a different thing.
No,
yeah.
it's not, and I'll explain to you why it's not.
Yeah.
When you're rational, it's simply that you see something is good to do.
Yeah.
That's when you're rational.
But that is one of the things.
No.
You're talking about morality
Tell
now.
me why it's not. No, I'm not.
Because-
when you're rational in something, you say it's overall the best action for me to perform at that time. To recognize something as the best action is simply to say it's good. And so that means that you have to have awareness of what good and badness is. An animal has no moral awareness of what is good and what is bad.
So which is what I'm telling you. You're talking about morality. Yes, you are. You don't realize it, but that's what you're talking. In fact, you use the words morality. You're not aware of the morality. You use those words just now.
Can I tell you why?
Yes, why?
Moral awareness, what I'm saying is that there are different properties that are interdependent. You can't be rational without also being morally aware. If you lack moral awareness, you also lack some aspects of rationality. I'm saying to you, that's why then an animal cannot be rational, because they don't see an option as the best option. They are just naturally inclined, because they've now mentally assented to that experience. They are now naturally inclined to do that thing.
Exactly.
That's why they are not blameworthy for their actions that they perform.
I'm not saying I'm not saying they're accountable for their actions. What I'm saying is that an animal, like a human being, is also learning. from its experience.
Yes.
For example, if an animal
Yes.
has been touched, basically has experienced fire and has realized that this fire harms them,
Yes.
will that animal repeat that action again of burning
What,
itself?
would an animal do it again?
Yes.
They could do it in another scenario. So I'm saying in that specific scenario, they probably wouldn't do it because now they've understood, okay?
Yeah.
Now they've acquired a belief that if they go down that path, they will get fired. But they don't then extrapolate from that and apply it to another scenario.
So you're saying
now-
if an animal was if an animal basically experienced fire on
Yes.
the ground, it will basically it next time on the ground it will not basically repeat by burning itself or something. But if the same fire or basically a similar fire happened to be on a tree, then it would actually go through that trial and error
could
again.
do that.
But it
Because-
couldn't
one
itself.
second, one second. Because
Yeah, I think we have gone. We have
second,
really
one
now gone past the actual topic we were talking about with
Can I
regards to
just
Jesus.
respond to
Yeah,
that point?
yeah, please do.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we should get
then
back
we
on
can
track.
end it. Then we can end it, sorry. But I'm saying when we are rational, when
Yeah.
we use reason, we extrapolate from scenarios and say inductively, if that applies there, that's going to also apply there. That same fire that burns there is also going to burn me there, and it's going to burn me there, and it's going to burn me there.
Trust me,
And-
I've seen human beings fall in the same hole many times.
Yes, but listen to me. Yes, but we
Yes.
wouldn't say generally humans do that. We
Well-
would say that someone
Well-
has their rationality which has been desensitized.
Not really.
Yeah,
no.
so-
These
so
are rational
I'll give-
people.
no,
Yes,
so I'll give
sometimes
you-
they might not realize that this is the same experience they should avoid, and they might do it again.
Yes.
But anyway, let's get back
but
on the
we-
topic with
one
regards
second,
to Jesus.
Just say that
Yeah.
last thing. We do fall into irrationality all the time.
Yeah.
We do it all the time because we also have things, desires, and desires are things that lure us away from utilizing our rational capabilities all the time. So our desires sometimes, if I'm supposed to eat fruit because it makes me healthy, but I desire chocolate, the rational thing at that point in time would be to go and eat the fruit because it will further my health. But then my desires lure me away, and that happens all the time to
Fair
humans.
enough. One last question.
Yeah.
With regards to language, do you think you
So am I
require?
shouting too much? Sorry if I'm...
No, you're not.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
With regards to language, for example, if I am communicating to you,
Yes.
do you think I'm using my rationality?
If you're communicating to
Yeah.
me, are you utilizing your rationality? It depends, not at all times. So now if you start talking to me about the
I
planet...
can be an irrational person talking some gibberish.
One second.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about proper
One second,
communication.
1 second.
Yes.
So, proper
Yes,
communication. where
which is meaningful,
Which is
which
meaningful.
makes sense to you
Yes.
and makes sense to me. To have a proper dialogue.
Okay,
Yes.
can I-
Do you think I utilize my rationality?
Okay, I would say, still again, probably not at all times, because someone could be speaking about something. Let's
No,
say I
I'm
went...
not
let's
doing
say- okay, I'll
exceptions.
give you
I'm
an
talking about
example.
generally.
I'll give you an example. Can I
I'm not
give
talking
you-
about exceptions.
Yes.
So I'm not talking about a person who's mentally
No, I'll give you an example
incapable of.
myself.
Yeah,
Example
go on. Yeah.
myself. Let's say I started talking to you today about something, technical in the Arabic language, that I went to Answering Muslims or something to read about, okay? And I tried to get you here, okay? And I was speaking to you about it, I say, oh, do you know about this? Do you know about this? You'll probably be laughing at me. The reason why you'll be laughing at me is because you don't understand the words. And so when you're being rational, two people are understanding what they're talking about. But actually in that point in time, I'm being irrational because I lack understanding what I'm saying. I'm just parroting what I've learnt without understanding. So let's say a monkey...
I'm surprised you brought that topic up. Something exactly like that happened last week. I think the people who are watching will know this.
Oh, okay.
With regards to Lizzie and Daniel, they brought in this Arabic expert who basically didn't know the basics of Arabic, and it happened exactly. So yes, that would be irrational in that sense.
Yes.
But like I said, I wasn't talking about such an exception.
Okay.
I'm talking about a natural dialogue. Yes. Say for example, even sign language.
Yes.
Yes. So if I'm using, say, sign language,
Yes.
do you think I'm utilizing my rationality?
Are you utilising your rationality? If you understand what you're doing, yes.
Yes.
Yes, if you understand what you're doing, I have no problem with
Do you know many chimps use sign language?
that. But then you have to ask yourself, do they understand?
Of course they do.
It's the same.
It's a dialogue, my friend.
Okay,
If you have seen those documentaries, these chimps are actually communicating with the people who care for them. And it's a proper dialogue which the owner and the chimp, they understand.
Yeah. But I would say to you that, let's say you use an example of a robot. I think there's this robot that's on the TV all the
Oh,
time.
yes. It's artificial intelligence.
I don't know what this robot is.
Sophia.
This woman. Yes, Sophia, that's
Yes,
it.
yes.
So...
They're using artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I would say she's actually non-rational. Not irrational, she's non-rational. Because the words that she's been programmed to say, she doesn't actually understand them.
How do you know that?
No, because she doesn't. She
My
doesn't.
friend, I think you should look into artificial intelligence.
So when I'm saying...
For you to say that she doesn't understand it,
second.
that would mean that if you ask a question,
Yes.
they will answer you with something else.
No. Because she's programmed
Yeah.
in that specific response. Okay. Because would you say she's conscious?
Well, not the conscious level as you and me are,
Okay, so
but
she-
maybe to a lower level Because it understands, not the conscious. Look, not the human conscious that you will understand, but at least it's machine conscious.
But why not then? Why not the human conscious?
Because it's a machine.
Exactly.
And I cannot compare a machine to a human being.
Exactly.
But you cannot say that this Sophia, who is basically a robot in the sense, yes, is just basically machine, metal, piece of metal without any intelligence whatsoever. With regards to its ability to communicate as a human being, as a robot, it's quite extraordinary. Don't you agree?
No. So, but you have to remember that she is programmed.
Of course she's programmed.
So she's programmed to response by those who are rational. So if she is rational, she's only deriving her rationality from her programmers. So she doesn't have it intrinsically within herself. So I use the example.
That's why I said it's not the same level as consciousness.
So then I would say the same thing with the chimps.
Not really.
The chimps don't understand the actual words that they're saying.
How do you know that?
They are simply, one second, by their nature, by their advanced nature that they have, they can acquire sophisticated beliefs that we would.
But how is that different to a child learning?
A whale can do it.
My friend, how is that different to a child learning?
Because a child actually understands. You're saying to me once.
But how can you say the chimp doesn't understand? Because if it didn't understand, it'll be responding gibberish.
So then why, do you know, what will solve a lot of economic problems is that we start getting chimps through school, we get them to universities and we put them on the line to start working. Why do we do that?
Because it's not the same level of understanding as you and me.
Exactly.
But I never said it was.
No, what have I said?
But you cannot say that it does not utilize rationality to communicate with sign language. You cannot say that.
Then you would simply say, why are you then just saying it's not?
Sorry? No, I'm saying it's different.
Have you seen every chimp?
Sorry?
Have you seen every chimp?
Have I seen a chimp?
Have you seen every chimp?
Every chimp, no.
Obviously not.
Have you?
So I haven't either. Okay. So I'm saying that's why I'm leaving the door open, that we should actually, what we should do, get all the chimps, because maybe more than likely there are a few chimps that will be able to go and work like we do and do all this stuff and come in and speak at Speaker's Corner. Whole beliefs, all these.
I don't want you to mess up the job market because they already messed up.
But anyway, we've gone way off.
Exactly. So going back to the topic about the hypostatic union. So when you say that Jesus has a human nature and the divine nature, are you implying that human nature here is basically means that he's conscious? Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm just
then
saying
what is the human nature you're implying?
So human nature means that he possessed or he assumed. Let's say a human body.
Yeah. Sorry, post resurrection.
Okay, can I go a step back?
No problem.
And then I'll,
yes, please do.
Okay, so I would say essential attributes of divinity are omniscience, omnipotence, perfect goodness. Okay, let's just go with that for now. These three attributes.
Omniscience, omnipotence,
and perfect goodness.
And perfect goodness.
Goodness, yeah?
Okay,
let's say those are three essential attributes. If you lack one of them, you're not God. Okay, in a way, let's just say. Then we can say, what are the essential attributes of being a human? Let's go with rationality, moral awareness, and free will. Okay. Now, would you say to me that God possesses rationality, moral awareness, and free will?
Yeah.
Okay. So then he already possessed the necessary attributes for actually being a human intrinsically already.
Oh wait. When you say rationality, moral awareness, and what is the third one?
Free will.
Free will.
Yes.
So, if you're asking me, is it at the same level as a human being?
Oh no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, does he possess the actual?
You see,
no, of course it's not the same level.
Yes.
Of course not the same level. Yeah. Say it exceeds that in infinite amounts.
Yes.
So
he's not only limited to just those three.
No, I wouldn't say. I'm just saying for not to spend too much time going through. I believe there's more attributes: omnipresence, being the creator and sustainer of the world, certain things like that. But let's just go with the three general ones. We will say that he possesses these and he's divine. That's the divine nature. He possesses these human things as well: rationality, moral awareness, and free will.
Yeah.
All that was lacking for him to complete his human nature was the human body. Okay, that's what was lacking to complete that full human nature. Okay, so
not really. No. What you're then doing is you're kind of limiting God to those three characteristics only.
Oh, why?
Because look, to me, one of the most important things which God should possess is immortality.
Yes.
Do you agree?
Yeah. But
do you agree?
I agree with you.
Good.
But can I tell you one thing?
Yeah, go on.
Okay. All the attributes derive from omnipotence anyway. So
not really. No.
Yes, it does.
Omnipotence and immortality are two different things.
Yes, they are, but they derive from it. So I'll give you an example. Omniscience derives from omnipotence, because being omnipotent just means you perform every action that's logically possible to perform.
So you're all powerful.
Yes.
If you
can perform any action that's logically possible to perform. But
logically possible
to perform, yes.
What if it's not logically possible? Then are you saying that God cannot perform that?
Of course he can't perform it.
So are you saying?
Yes.
Wait. Are you saying that a human being can give birth to a child. Listen. Are you saying if a human being can give birth to a child without a biological father?
Yes, why is that logically impossible?